Ace Will's the genius.
It's your boy Ace Will, aka Next Level Ace, and in today's video, we're gonna talk about things you should buy once you get money. Now, once you get money is very subjective, you know what I'm saying? But we all know that once we start paying off our debt, saving money, we should start investing and doing things. But what are those things? You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, see what we should do once we start getting some money. All right, let's get it.
Finance videos tell you what not to buy. Today, I am doing the opposite. 10 things that you should upgrade immediately once you start making real money. Because I think that's the point of having money. It's to make your life better. Now, this assumes you already save and invest. And now that you have some money left over, let's get into number one, upgrading your desk setup. So starting with a standing desk, I think this is one of the things that you can upgrade for your setup, and immediately you're gonna have benefits from day one. That's because if you're able to break up your standing and your sitting time, you're actually going to increase your energy levels, your mood, and there are even other health benefits that there have been so many studies on. Cleveland Clinic, for example, has noted that standing desks improve energy and mood levels, increase your productivity and focus, reduce rates of obesity, increase.
This is not what I was expecting, but I'm interested to see, because obviously something like a standing desk that is scientifically proven to increase your energy is I guess it's beneficial over long periods of time, especially somebody like me who currently sits at a desk. I do want to buy a new desk. Maybe I should buy a standing desk. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep it going.
And posture and help you reduce lower back pain. And if you do some digging online, I'm sure you will find some other benefits of standing desks, but the whole idea here is that it's not really about the desk so much as it is the standing and the sitting and the standing and the sitting. Us Americans are so sedentary in our lifestyle that if we're able to break up the sitting time with some standing, or perhaps some pacing or walking around, it's going to be a lot better for our health and our productivity. Another upgrade of my desk setup that I found really useful is having a second monitor. This just allows me to be more productive because then I can put, let's say, research on one screen and then have my work on the other. Or perhaps I can have all my messaging apps and music.
I actually have two screens, and I bought a new computer. I haven't hooked up the second monitor to the computer yet, but I agree with this. Two screens is definitely the move when you got a nice, setup. It just gives you a lot more flexibility, a lot more options. You know what I'm saying?
On one screen and not clutter the main workspace that I'm working on. I'm literally always so surprised to discover when some of my friends work from home, they literally look like little shrimp hunched over their laptops, and the ergonomics of their setup is so bad that it just hurts my posture and back looking at them. If they just bought one external monitor or just upgraded their desk chair, it could really improve the quality of their work and their back itself. And these days, I think that external monitors aren't even that expensive, and you can even get an ergonomic desk chair for pretty cheap. Other items in your desk setup that you could upgrade are your keyboard or perhaps your noise canceling headphones. All right, that's enough about desks. Let's talk about the second item that you should spend some money on, and those are experiences. When you get some disposable income, I think something nice to spend money on are new experiences or fulfilling experiences that you can spend with other people that you like. In fact, I would upgrade the amount of money you spend on experiences first before you upgrade any material items that you have, but that's just me. According to the University of Texas, spending on experiences versus possessions advances more immediate happiness, and they state in this article that, quote, experiences also provoke more satisfaction even though people typically spend more time using their material possessions. The researchers said that a possible explanation is the endurance of experiences in people's memories, while the perceived value of material goods weakens over time. So that's really interesting, right? The researchers are stating that even if you use a material possession for a long period of time, let's say you buy a really fancy watch and you use it for the next 10 years, there could be a trip that you had taken 10 years before that provides way more satisfaction than that watch ever did.
Oh no, this is facts. I have trips I've taken that to this day we still talk about, like, bro, that was so fun. And great example with this Apple Watch. I love it. I use it every day. I use this watch every day. I love it. I feel weird without it. But that trip, thinking about them trips, it's time for me taking over. I can't wait taking over vacation. But hey, them experiences, come on, man. Nothing trumps a vacation to somewhere you never been with people you love. Man, nothing beats that.
Found that to be true in my own life. Every time I spend money on a physical material item, I really cherish it for a period of time, the honeymoon period, but then those feelings fade. Memories of trips, though, that I've taken with my mom or my friends or my dad, those are the ones that I still remember and I think fondly of. So I think that if you do have enough money to take an extra trip every single year, or perhaps a weekend trip, try to do it with some people that you enjoy. Have fun, and don't forget to write me a postcard as well. Switching gears to the investing portion, the third item you should upgrade today is an investing upgrade. It's the backdoor Roth IRA. There's a point in time where you can make too much money for a Roth IRA, so you can't even contribute to a Roth IRA anymore. If you're someone making over $165,000 as a single person, or a couple making over $246,000, you are not eligible for the Roth IRA contribution. However, what you can still do is what's called the backdoor Roth IRA contribution instead. It sounds secretive and illegal, but if you Google it, it's actually pretty easy to do. You basically create a traditional IRA, you contribute the funds to it, you don't invest the money within the traditional IRA, and then all you have to do within your brokerage account is click convert it to a Roth. The only times where this gets a little bit tricky is that if you already have an existing traditional IRA with funds invested, at that point, you would have traditional IRA funds as well as Roth IRA funds, and so you need to be a little bit careful here and avoid what's called the pro rata rule. I will leave a link in a resource down below on how to do it, as well as 17 backdoor Roth IRA mistakes to avoid. And so if you're able to do this successfully, I think it's one way to upgrade your investing life, even if you have a higher income. Along the finance lines today, number 4 today is to get an accountant to file your taxes. Currently, up to 75% of Americans file their own taxes, with 31% of them doing it completely by themselves, and 44% relying on software like TurboTax, H&R Block, and TaxAct. While that's not a bad thing, I believe do-it-yourself software like TurboTax increases the chances that you make a mistake. You could easily even misinterpret a question and input the wrong data, which in turn could affect your return or perhaps a refund if you're eligible for one. Tax software is much cheaper and it's way more convenient than, say, hiring a CPA, but I do think that a certified public accountant can give you a lot more support. A good accountant doesn't just fill out forms, they proactively look for ways to reduce your tax burden legally. They know which expenses that you can write off, which retirement account strategies make sense for your situation, and how to structure things to reduce what you owe both now and in the future. Usually CPAs for filing your taxes can be anywhere from $500 to $2,000 for the year, but if they can save you $3,000 in taxes, or $4,000, or maybe $5,000, that's a pretty clear ROI to me. I think the best part is that if you do hire an accountant, you don't have to file your taxes yourself, which means that you get to save a lot of time and you save a lot of anxiety that might come up by not answering those questions correctly. If you are making upwards of $150K or more per year, or perhaps you have multiple income streams, like you have your own business on the side as well as your normal job, or you have more complexity to your taxes than just filing a W-2, I would probably start to consider looking at a CPA just as a starting point. The fifth thing you should upgrade when you start to make more money is quality food. So when you don't have that much money, you're usually buying the cheapest food available because it fits a purpose to get full and not be hungry. Cheap food is really good for building wealth and paying off debt because food is one of the biggest expenses that everyone incurs in their lifetime. And I think,
Hey, I told y'all in my prior videos, when it's time for me to lock in and start really like putting my money to use, I had to look at where I was spending the most money. And for me, it was food, bro. It was food
that we have our direct control over. That's why if you ever watch a Dave Ramsey episode, he's always asking the person on the other line what their expenses are. And usually if that person spends too much money on food, or if that person is just in a lot of credit card debt, he will tell that person immediately to start eating beans and rice. And that serves the purpose of rotating all of that person's discretionary income to paying off debt or doing something more responsible. However, once you do have some wealth and disposable income, I think it's worth upgrading the quality of your food. The health benefits of quality food will compound over time, so higher quality food usually means that it has more nutrients, less processed ingredients, and it's overall better for you in the long term. Eating quality food will also improve your productivity and mental clarity, because if you're just eating McDonald's every day or fast food all the time, you actually might find yourself experiencing brain fog or just energy spikes and crashes throughout the day. Also, I think with quality foods, they are usually more nutrient dense and they're a little bit more satisfying because you don't need as much of it to feel full and energized. Now, I'm not saying you have to go shop at Erewhon every day or Whole Foods every day. Nothing like that. I think you just don't need to buy the cheapest thing at the grocery store anymore once you have some money. You want to find some higher quality options for the foods that you eat very often. And if you go to a Michelin star restaurant, please invite me. All right, that was a bad joke, but okay. The goal isn't to be wasteful with your dollars when it comes to food. It's just to recognize that if you can afford it, the quality of what you eat directly impacts the quality of your life and your work. So I would look to upgrade that. Now, speaking of quality, the next upgrade is quality time, and that means spending money on convenience, and that is item number 6 today. Because when you have some disposable income, convenience and services are actually a category that can make your life easier, or you can buy back your time. One example of a service could be a food delivery app. I know that's kind of a controversial topic, and some people are going to view it as a waste of money, but sometimes people want food delivery because they know that their time is valuable. I've personally used DoorDash or Uber Eats before because I just don't want to spend an hour cooking for just myself. And if I can save that hour and then work on something else that can make me more money than the fee of the delivery, I think that's pretty reasonable. Another service might be like wash and fold laundry. There are lots of wash and fold places across different cities and suburbs, and I've even used this service before when I didn't have laundry in my building. I used to drop off a load of laundry at a wash and fold place once a week. It cost me about $25 a week, but in turn, I was able to get my laundry back the next day. It came back all washed, hence the name Wash and Fold. And I really valued it at the time because I didn't have to do my own laundry. I got to save an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it would come back folded better than I could fold it myself. Other services you might consider here are housekeeping services, food prep services, lawn care services, etc. According to payments.com, consumers that are not living paycheck to paycheck spend an average of $237 per month on services. Now, this article also had a stat on how much people that live paycheck to paycheck spend on services. It was $171 a month. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, you want to be mindful of how much money you are spending on services. Maybe you can cut some of those where you can and then wait until you have more money to do so. All right, we've talked a lot about what makes a fulfilling life so far, but number 7, I think, is by far one of the most important of this video, and it's lucky number 7, and that's upgrading your health. When you get more money, one of the smartest places to invest it is in your health because everything else in your life depends on it. You can't build wealth, enjoy experiences, or be productive if you're constantly exhausted or dealing with health issues. Starting with sleep, I think this is one of the highest ROI upgrades you can make, so you want to buy a quality mattress,
I'm buying a new bed. I don't know when, but I'm buying a new bed, dog. My bed's straight, but every now and then, boy, I wake up with, you know what I'm saying, back ain't as right as it should be. I need one of them beds I can lift up and sleep at. Man, I'm buying a new bed.
Blackout curtains, and even a white noise machine because you spend a third of your life sleeping. There are studies out there that say that just one night of sleeping less than 4 hours can reduce the activity of your natural cancer-fighting cells by 72% and increase your rate of getting sick. Good sleep also promotes brain health, cognitive function, and aids in your physical recovery. The other thing that you can do when you start to make some money is to have a quality gym membership at a place that you actually want to go to, or perhaps if you prefer to work out at home, maybe you build out a home gym that you will actually use. You want to reduce the friction that is between you and your workout because then it becomes a habit much easier. Back when I used to live in the suburbs, it would take me 20 minutes of driving to get to my gym, and oftentimes if I was feeling lazy that day or there was traffic, I just wouldn't make the drive. If you're able to get to a gym that's walking distance, or perhaps you like to go running outside, I think you will find yourself working out a lot more often. And once I've removed that variable of driving when it came to my health, I went.
You know what they say, right? Now, the heaviest weight in the gym is the front door. That's what they say, and I believe it. Because the hardest part about going to the gym is actually going to the gym, like making it there, like walking through that door. Because once you get there, you're like, I'm already here. Let's get to work. But getting there, the hardest thing ever. But I didn't have, like, when I was cutting back, I didn't have a gym membership. As soon as I saved up some money and stuff, gym membership, one of the first things I bought. I got a family membership. Me and my family could go to the gym. And you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the first things I bought once my finances got back to a stable place. The show.
A lot more, and I was definitely more active. There are so many other ways you can spend money on your health as well. I mean, you could have preventative physical therapy appointments, regular doctor checkups, you could have mental health support, so going to therapy. You can buy recovery tools like the Theragun, the foam rollers, and maybe you could even splurge on a massage. The point is that if you're spending money on your health and your longevity, I think that's an excellent use of your money. And that's the whole point of money anyways, which is to live longer and experience things, hopefully. Now let's switch it up a bit here. A professional that you might want to consider when you have some money is a financial advisor, and that is going to be item number 8 today. You could get a financial advisor for professional guidance on tax and estate planning, college planning, or even investing. My personal opinion as an ex-financial advisor is that you don't really need a financial advisor if you're just investing. They typically kind of just put you in a standardized product like an ETF that will match the market. However, they can act as a behavioral coach and prevent you from destroying your wealth through emotional decisions. A good advisor will keep you from chasing hot stocks, constantly tinkering with your portfolio, and also panic selling. Sometimes you need that professional third party to look at your situation, especially when emotions are running high or perhaps the market is down 10%, just to tell you to be reasonable. Also, financial advisors can help you with your major life decisions like getting married, having a baby, or perhaps inheriting money. I guess they can't really help you have the baby or get married, but what I'm trying to say is that they can help you with the finances of understanding how those life situations will impact you. The key to finding the right type of advisor, I would look for someone who's a flat fee only fiduciary advisor. That's someone who is legally required to act in your best interest and charges a flat fee. There are commission-based advisors, that's actually most of the industry, and they make money selling you products, and those are the ones that you generally need to avoid. They will usually charge you a percentage of your assets under management, and that never made sense to me. It's like if you get more money, you now pay more of a fee. So I would look for someone that's a flat fee. Honestly, if your financial situation is really straightforward, like all you're doing is saving and investing in index funds with no major complexities, you probably don't need a financial advisor yet. All right, item number 9 today is that once you do get more money, I think that you can upgrade your educational level because that will in turn transform your value in the job market. You don't have to go back and get another 4-year degree or 2-year degree, but what you can do is focus on certifications, trainings, and education that directly increase how much money you make. For example, professional certifications like getting a CPA, CFA, or PMP can immediately make you more valuable within your industry. You could also get a technical training, so whether that's a coding boot camp or maybe you take a data analytics course or a digital marketing course, whatever technical skill is within your industry that can also increase your earning potential really quickly, I would look into that. I really like the idea that, let's say you get a technical training and it costs you $3,000. If you know that $3,000 investment will eventually turn into $10,000 or even $20,000 more dollars per year for your salary, you can clearly see that there's a correlated ROI tied to that. Some other examples of education could be going to a networking event or a networking conference within your industry. I know that might not sound like a good use of money, but even if you just make a connection there and that could eventually translate to an opportunity down the road, it could be worth it. The key question here to ask yourself is will this education pay for itself within 1 to 2 years? If yes, it's probably worth it. If not, you might need to reevaluate. I think that reinvesting some of the money back into your own education and capabilities is one of the smartest money moves that you can make. You are always going to be your best investment, so I would keep that in mind. Now, speaking of investing in yourself, number 10 today is investing in your hobbies. I think that this is one that people often overlook when they start making more money, but investing in your hobbies can dramatically increase how you feel about your life and how fulfilled you feel on a day-to-day basis. Hobbies definitely give you something to look forward to outside of work, and oftentimes if you acquire a skill within that hobby, it can sometimes transfer back to your professional life as well. An example here could be like a photographer, and you have all of a sudden more attention to detail because you're taking photos of all these really great landscapes or streets or whatever it may be. So when you go back to work and you're looking at a PowerPoint presentation, maybe you notice things that your coworkers don't. Hobbies also help you meet people, and some of the best friendships and relationships that I have were formed around a shared interest. So I think that when you're actually able to take some of your hobbies more seriously, you're not just buying like better equipment, you're actually investing more into the community that you are a part of. If you're into running, maybe you upgrade from a random pair of shoes to a more fitted pair of shoes. If you're into golf, maybe that means you're getting lessons or perhaps buying new clubs. And if you love League of Legends, which is a hard ask, maybe it's hiring a League of Legends coach that teaches you not to be toxic in game every game when your teammates are being really big idiots. Just Just saying. And here's something that people don't often talk about a lot. Hobbies can sometimes turn into side hustles and even full-on careers. I'm not saying that has to be the goal from the get-go, but when you get really good at something you're passionate about, sometimes opportunities just present themselves. Again, back to the photographer example, maybe you start shooting weddings, or maybe you're a runner who becomes a running forum coach. The point is that your hobby might just remain a hobby, or it could open new doors that you never thought of. Life isn't just about accruing wealth, in my opinion. I think it's about living a rich and fulfilling life. And a huge part of that comes from spending money on the things that bring you joy, bring you health, or perhaps help you buy back your time.
All right, man, dope video. For the simple fact that it was very unexpected on my behalf, because when I seen the video, I thought he was just gonna tell us to buy all of these things that related to investments and properties. And I'm happy to understand that, yes, when you do right by your finances and you have money, you need to buy things that don't only help you keep moving forward, but things that keep you happy and healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when we were used to making bad decisions, we feel like moving forward, we don't need to buy anything that we used to buy. Like for me, I used to buy a lot of sneakers and I stopped. Moving forward, once my finances is where I want them to be, or where they need to be, I shouldn't feel bad for buying a pair of sneakers if I know that's something that I love and something that makes me happy. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, if I buy a pair of sneakers, I'll feel bad about it. But if I can really afford it and it isn't hurting me, should I really feel bad about it? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I think it's about building healthy relationships with your decisions that you make that don't necessarily benefit you financially, but it may benefit you in another way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, dope video. Shout out to Humphrey Yang. Let's do one more. Let's do one more video, because it's kind of the same thing. It's just a different guy. Let's see what he think we should buy.
Guys, when people finally get some money, most people start upgrading all the wrong things. They buy the toys, they buy the gadgets, they buy the clothes and the cars. And
you see? And this is what I am afraid of. Like, it's like I didn't do all of this work and correct all my mistakes to just make the mistakes again. So that's why I'm very cautious of, like, do I really need it? I don't really need it. I'm not gonna get it. But it's like, at some point you should be able to buy, you know, the things that you buy out of just pure enjoyment. Like, I love sneakers. I just do. It's just how I was raised, how I came up. Like, I love sneakers. I love getting dressed. I love putting on a outfit that I feel is dope. You feel me? Like, but I do understand that there's a time and place for everything. Like, you shouldn't be buying shoes and outfits knowing you can't really afford it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what smart money bro talking about. Let's get it.
the stuff that actually makes their life better. But today, I want to give you 7 things that you need to upgrade when you get money. Plus, I want to give you a bonus, and I want you to do me a favor and stay tuned for number 7, because most people, they totally forget about this one when the money starts to roll in. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I want to start with the first thing that you need to upgrade when you get some real money, and that is your shoes. Listen, shoes are the most
This is very ironic. I was just talking about sneakers, and my man said, bro, man, you gotta get you a good pair of shoes, man. I ain't gonna lie, money, bro, I might have too many already, bro. But then again, I might not have the right shoes, so let's see.
when you get some money. I'm serious about this one. Some of you all are walking around here in shoes from 10, 15 years ago. Look, I'm not mad at you, but look, when you get some money, you got to upgrade them, right? And let me tell you something. When your shoes are cheap, your knees tend to hurt more, your back hurts more, and a lot of things, your whole life tends to hurt more because you got bad shoes, okay? Listen, you ever notice how you're more...
Hey, that's real. That's real. That's real. If you ain't walking around in comfort, the rest of your body is suffering just from the simple fact that your feet hurt. You know what I'm saying? Your feet start hurting. Next thing you know, your knees is hurting, your hips is hurting, your back is hurting. Whole time you need a new pair of shoes.
At the end of the day, when your shoes are all worn out, that's not really age, that's just older shoes. We wear shoes every single day, and our feet are incredibly important, okay? So if you're gonna upgrade something, when you start having some money, start right here with your feet, right?
Hey, I get a new pair of work boots every year. So I got a new pair January 2024. It is currently what, November? It's Thanksgiving, by the way. I'm doing this video. Happy Thanksgiving Day, all y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoying your family. But it's November, January right around the corner. In January, give me a new pair of boots off rip. Got to. I spend too much time standing on my feet in work boots to not have a new pair of work boots. You know what I'm saying?
Pair of everyday shoes. You need a good pair of work shoes, especially if you're on your feet all day. And you need a solid pair of gym shoes.
See?
And maybe some fancy shoes, right? If you want to go out or something. This one upgrade is going to literally change how you move, right? The older you get, the more you appreciate comfortable shoes. And the crazy thing is this. Shoes is one of the cheapest upgrades that give you the biggest and fastest improvement in the quality of your life. Now, let's go to number two. Number two is your mattress and your sleep setup, right? And listen, when people get money, they tend to upgrade everything but the one place where they spend a third of their lives. A bad mattress will age you maybe 10 years. I promise you, listen, the older you get, the more you realize how expensive bad sleep really is. Okay, there may not be an injury in the world worse than a bad back, right? If you can relate, right, let me know in the comments below. So upgrade your mattress, your pillows, your sheets, and maybe some blackout curtains, right? Whatever it takes to get better sleep. Sleep is the original self-care, not necessarily bubble baths or spa days or...
So as we can see, there are things from the first video that he is mentioning. In the first video, he did mention the bed. In this one, he mentioned the bed. The first guy did not mention shoes, but that's also another good thing that when you think about it, yeah, you should get a good pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Those and vacations, it's sleep, right? And if you ever slept at a hotel and woke up feeling brand new, that's your body telling you, hey, maybe it's time for you personally to upgrade what you're sleeping on at home.
Whoa, I've never thought about that. We go on vacations and we be like, damn, this bed was, oh, I ain't slept like that in a minute, but that bed is so comfortable. It's like, damn, that's the indication that, man, you need a new bed. Damn. Never thought about that. I need a new bed.
You're gonna spend money, guys. Spend it on something that's gonna restore your body every single day. Now, let's go to number three. Look, everybody has that one pot or pan from 1987 or 1997, you know, with the black stuff coming off at the bottom, right? That thing has survived maybe 6 apartments, hurricanes, tornadoes, 5 or 6 different presidents, right? But when you get some money, let that thing go, right? And listen, some of you all are cooking healthy food in cookware that's older than your kids, right? And I've been there, trust me, right? I wish I could show you one, but we threw all of ours away, right? But upgrading your cookware, guys, is gonna save you money because you eat at home more, you'll cook better, and you'll actually enjoy the food better when it's coming out of quality cookware. Or you can...
And this is crazy. I like how all of this is kind of like falling into where I am in life. Because my girl literally, for Christmas, she was like, I want new pots and pans. So she sent me like some decent pots and pans, right? And I'm like, this is cool, but these seem like on a cheaper end. I was like, let me find a more quality set. So I found like this real good quality set. Cost a little bit more, but I feel like it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna get her for Christmas. And it's like, I'm getting it for her for Christmas, but come on, I'm gonna benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, she's gonna be cooking. Who gonna be eating? Me.
Quality plates. Listen, get you one good pan at least. Get one good solid stainless steel pot, right? At least. Get you some sharp knives, maybe upgrade the cutting board, right? But upgrade your cookware. and then upgrade your dishes. These simple upgrades make life easier, not harder, right? And honestly, when your tools in the kitchen are better, cooking stops feeling so much like a chore. And it starts feeling like something that you actually maybe can enjoy doing more. I'm just trying to keep it practical here, guys. Now, let's go to number 4. Speaking of practical, now that you got better tools, better cookware, better dishes, right? Better sleep, better shoes, let's talk food. When you get some money, you need to upgrade the quality of the food you're eating. Now, I'm not just talking about eating food from Whole Foods and natural grocers every single day, right? But I mean, your body could use some better ingredients, right? Some more fresh food, some more protein, less junk, and maybe some organic food, right? Listen, I personally don't splurge or spend a lot of money on a lot of things, but the
Sheesh, I need to start. I need to figure out when the market is. I need to start going to the market. Like, what happened to people going to the market? Only market we go to now is the supermarket. But like, I need to start going to the market. Like, yeah, I need to start going to the market, bro. Get me some fruit. You know what I'm saying?
place where I don't go cheap on intentionally is the quality of the food that I eat. I'll spend big money on the right food because I think it's that important, right? When you get money, upgrade what you put in your body. You build wealth, you deserve to eat better. And let me tell you, once you start eating better, your cravings change. Cheap food doesn't really taste the same. Your brain performs better. Your energy is higher. Your mood is better. And ultimately, your wallet will thank you. And the best part about quality food is this: better food can actually save you money down the road. Fewer doctor visits, fewer sick days, fewer health issues, and a more healthy you. It can make a difference. By the way, guys, if you want to take all of this to the next level, grab my new book, Manage Your Way to Millions. It's on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, hardcover, or just go to manageyourwaytomillions.com.
I'm gonna pick up that book. I'm gonna pick up that book, and maybe we could do a deep dive of the book on this channel. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think about it. But I love books, bro. I got a ton of books, and yeah, I'm gonna pick that book up for sure. Might pick it up today.
It's the blueprint for building wealth from zero. Real stories, real strategies, and real steps that you can start today. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, the 5th thing that you need to upgrade ASAP when you get some money is your tools that you use to make money. Not toys. I'm talking about tools, right? Look, everything you see me doing online as Smart Money Bro, it runs on tools. Tools that I had to pay for once I started making money, right? For me, that meant a good camera, a good laptop, Adobe software, video.
I'm happy he said this because I literally just bought a new computer. I use ChatGPT, right? I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. I like to run some things through ChatGPT. So, like I said, I've been saving money, paying off debt, getting my finances in order, getting my credit back to where I want it to be. My computer was really bad off the computer I had, and I was like, damn, I don't really want to spend the money. But ChatGPT was like, the computer is used to make money, so it's really an investment and not an expense. And it changed my mindset. Like, yeah, for real, this computer is really an investment. So, like I said, you need better tools. You know, you got the money, invest in better tools to better, you know, what you do to ease the workflow. So this computer has definitely changed the game for me. Like, yeah, I have no clue. So the camera, I had the camera for a while, but you know what I'm saying, and I got, you know what I'm saying, when I'm reacting, it's switching to the webcam, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just like, I increase my workflow. I can make videos a lot easier, a lot faster. I don't have to edit as much. That is beautiful for me because I can like push out content way faster than I could before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving these 7 things. We'll be on number 5. I'm loving it.
Software to edit videos, Canva Pro to do my thumbnails, Gamma.app, Kit.com, Calendly to keep my schedule, StreamYard to do lives, right? Teachable, Patreon backend, cloud storage on Google. Listen, all those tools, they gotta be paid for to keep this Smart Money Bro machine running in the background. And the thing people forget about is this: these tools don't just make life easier, they make my business run smoother, right? They help me create faster, communicate better, and produce at a higher level. So whatever your tools are, you need to maybe upgrade them things when you start getting some money. The tools that
Facts.
make you money. If you create, you sell, you teach, you have a side hustle, or you build something, your tools matter. One thing I learned from being a landlord for many years is this: the right tools make the job a whole lot easier. And honestly,
Hey, I learned that like working on my car. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff like I've changed my radiator, my alternator, my different sensors, purge valves, batteries, brakes, rotors, you name it. I've done. I literally I work on my car myself. That is part of the way that I save money. But the money that I don't spend paying somebody else, that same money I invested into good tools, because having the right tool makes the job so much easier. I promise you. Like there's been days when I spent too much time doing something that if I had the right tool, the job would have been just done. You know what I'm saying? The right tools in whatever field you're in, whether that's a mechanic or YouTube or you know what I'm saying, like having a good computer, good software, computer being strong enough and capable to do what you really want it to do, very important, bro. Like invest in your tools, man.
investing in better tools makes you look and feel more professional, and you start showing up more professional. Now, number 6 is this: get a real CPA. The IRS does not play. I learned this the hard way, right? Now, if you watched me a couple of videos ago, I told you I made a $25,000 tax mistake. And that's because I didn't have a CPA or somebody who was really knowledgeable helping me with taxes. Listen, a good solid CPA is going to save you stress. It's going to help you file your taxes correctly. It's going to help you set up your businesses the right way and keep you out of trouble, because a good CPA is going to be consulting with you and tax planning with you. Not to mention, they're going to help you keep more of your money. This one upgrade in terms of how you file your taxes and who you get to help you with them, that can save you headaches, penalties, late fees, potentially audits, and help you respond to an audit better, right? And other financial disasters that you don't even see coming. When money hits your life, the first professional you need to upgrade is your CPA. Not just a guy, right? Not a cousin or not somebody you found on Facebook Marketplace, but a real professional. Somebody who knows the laws, knows the right deductions, holds you accountable by saying, hey, bring me the paperwork, and somebody who knows how to protect your pockets. A good solid CPA to handle your taxes and tax planning is worth his or her weight in gold. Now,
Take notes, y'all. They both said that. CPA, you start making money. I mean, this should be it should be common sense, but CPA.
you to stick around for number 7, because most people totally overlook this one and it's huge, okay? Number 7 is simply this: upgrade the people who pour into you. In other words, let me say it differently. When you get money, go ahead and pay for that therapy. Go ahead and pay for that mentor. Go ahead and pay for that one-on-one coach, right? Or pay for the consultations, right? Pay to get in the right rooms around the right people. And that means, hey, you may have to pay to attend the right conferences, right? Pay for people and experiences and consulting that will improve you. And let me tell you, 1 hour with somebody who's already where you want to go can save you 5 years of trial and error. Look, you can't level up your life using the same old advice from the same old people who was in your ear when you was broke, okay? Paying for wisdom can cut years off the learning curve. It's the shortcut that most people don't even talk about, let alone think about. Now, let me throw this bonus in for you, because I told you I had a bonus. When you get money, go ahead and pay for the real gym membership, not the $5 a month gym membership, not the old gym that no longer motivates you, not the one with the broken treadmills and all that. I'm talking about the gym with the good equipment, the real classes, the swimming, the sauna, the clean locker rooms, the real trainers, right? Pay to take care of your body. And the thing is this: a good
Like I say, that's the one thing I did. I get my money back right. Gym, family plan, swimming, good weight room, trainers, CrossFit area, basketball. You feel me? Like, yeah, like that was important for me. You know what I'm saying? Like going into 2026, I'm locked in. Finances, fitness, food. The 3 F's. Finances, fitness, food. We're making great decisions, taking care of our finances, actively getting fit, staying fit, food, nutrition. We need good nutrition consistently, daily. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we can't go out, treat ourselves, have a good time every now and then, but on a day-to-day basis, we should be eating healthy. We should be fruit, water, vegetables. We know these things. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what you should be eating. And maybe your finances play a role in why you don't do what you need to do right now. But also don't let that become the excuse when you can make sacrifices in order to do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
The membership makes you want to go to the gym, right? When the environment is clean and the equipment actually works, you tend to show up more consistently and be more motivated. Remember, health is wealth. A gym membership is an investment in a longer life and maybe a more healthy and more productive you. Think of it like that, not just like it's another expense. Guys, hey, that's my 7 things that you need to upgrade as soon as possible when you get money. Buy those things ASAP. Now, if you want to go deeper, check out my full steps to maximize your money system at smartmoneybro.com. It's everything you need: the mindset, the money management, the everyday tools, and the money multipliers to build wealth from the ground up. And hey, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, smash that like button below.
I already did, my guy. But shout out to Smart Money Bro. Definitely some good things. I'm glad I put both of these videos together. Shout out to Smart Money Bro and Humphreys Yang, right? They both had some very good things, and they also made very valid points. So shout out to them. Hopefully moving forward, you decide that you're gonna make that change and move in the right direction with your fitness, finances, and food, nutrition, right? But until next time, Next Level Ace out.